Every time we invest £1 in the NHS, we get £4 back in growth. If we want a healthy, wealthy country where people are not on sick leave, where they are in work and they're productive, then we need to be able to provide care for them. And right now, we are just seeing far too many of our colleagues leaving in record numbers, and that needs to change. And that needs to be an election issue. The staff hemorrhage is, there's a staff crisis we have, along with the NHS funding crisis, along with the NHS beds crisis, along with the NHS social care crisis. And government needs to take this seriously. And so after a decade of health workers being undervalued and undermined by government officials, I think the trust is not there. I think the public know that that there's very little faith in our politicians right now, and that's mimicked in NHS staff as well. And so we are not taking anybody's word for it. We're continuing fighting, because if we don't fight, then on the other side of this election, there's not going to be an NHS left to fight for. There are going to be too many of our colleagues are going to leave for lucrative jobs abroad, and there's going to be nobody here left to care for them, and the waiting lists are going to get worse and worse and worse. And then the system will ultimately be privatized, and that will be devastating for patient care, devastating for patient outcomes. And so that's why we have to continue fighting for our patients, fighting for ourselves and for our colleagues and for the NHS at large.